So in the last 2-3 days, kind of the week, but the last 2 days, Wesley has been non-stop. Mom, Dad, take me to the bike shop. Take me to the bike shop. I need a bike. I'm ready for a bike. I'm ready for a bike. And so we took him today. We said we were taking him today. We took him today. And when he says he's ready, he's ready. You have to honor and listen to the intelligence that always exists within us. It doesn't matter how old you are. Children have an intuitive intelligence, and the more we empower that intelligence and we listen to that intelligence, we actually help them to harness and trust their own intelligence. The more we trust them, they learn to trust themselves. So I just wanted to share that with you. I see the pattern with him. When he's ready for something, bam, he's ready. And when he says, I need this, and then, you know, he is so intuitive. He's just tapped in. He's just tapped in. And you have to observe, trust, and honor that divine intelligence that is within us, that we come with as children. It's so present, and we have to honor that and guide our children to continue to trust that and harness that divinity, that intuition, that inner knowing. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Of course, I have to say that I spend most of my time observing my son, and listening to him, and really just understanding who he is, what his patterns are, digging in, asking questions. And so this gives me lots of information to understand who's behind that body, who the consciousness is, and interacting with his consciousness. And so you gotta know your child, and the way to know your child is by spending a lot of time observing them. A lot of people think that it's all about, I'm going to teach you this, I'm going to teach you that. The most powerful way to teach a child is by being a role model, because they learn the best by observing. It's called mirror neurons. They are mirroring everything they see. They're like sponges. It is a time where they are programming their subconscious mind with everything that they see, that they hear, that they sense, perceive even, all the senses and beyond. It is a time of 100% programming. So if you want to teach your child something, you have to embody it. Embody it, and not just your behaviors, but also your thought patterns and your emotions, your whatever emotional states that you fluctuate or flow between. Because that is passed on energetically as well. And it's a perception, because we perceive reality, not just through our senses, but beyond that, it's a perception of reality. The senses are only an interpretation, about 70% of what is truly in existence or not. So keep that in mind. One last thing I want to say is that to me, for me, parenting is not about authoritative anything. It's not about authority. It's about partnership. I have an equal partnership with my son. I teach him or guide him as much as he guides me and teaches me, and I stay open and humble to what he's bringing into my life as well. And I treat him as a being, not as an individual. As a whole being already, not as, you're 4 and I'm whatever age of the illusion of reality, so I know more than you. That's not how I see it. Of course, in this lifetime, right this second, he's becoming aware of. He's not completely maybe aware of everything, and so yes, there's a guidance, there's a sense of responsibility that I have to take in order for things, for dangerous things or whatever. To a certain extent, not to project my own fears, but mindful of that. But at the same time, I keep that equality and make sure that he knows that he is heard, that his voice matters, that his opinion is respected, and it is honored. And that is empowerment. That is powerful. That is powerful. Sending love. Once again, sending love. So on the other spectrum, when they say, I'm not ready for this, don't push. Respect, honor that. Because by you respecting and honoring their timeline, then you are teaching them, helping them, guiding them into respecting their own timeline, knowing that there is an honoring of how they feel, that we're honoring their feelings, and that's powerful. So, don't go by what other people and society and the medical system tells you by this time this, by that time that. No, every child has their own timeline, just like you. Every person has their own timeline, their own lesson that they came to learn. Everybody is in their own universe, and we must learn what the universe is all about, us within ourselves as well. And then trust and honor our very own situation. So when we do that for ourselves and we do that for our children, then we're passing on and we're bringing up children who do trust and honor themselves. We're creating empowerment. We're creating more balanced, centered, whole personalities, to say, because the being is already like that, right? Consciousness is already that, but we are not putting in limitations. Rather, we are opening up to our divinity to be embodied in this physical vessel that we call body. So remember, just honor, trust, and respect your child's timeline. It's all good.